So this is after 1 week, and I did it with the original 2 days, and when I pulled it out, it was definitely rounded on the edges, but what I noticed was that there was a few spots that were still a little rough, so I just wanted to see what it looked like after a week. So this is what we got. Oh, that is cool. So I think the week is probably a better bet. So let's pull the rest of these out. So this is what we got. And I think it was this one that I was looking at before. It looks like it's still got pretty much the similar thing going on in the middle, so I think that has a lot more to do with the rock. One of the things I thought was interesting is that it definitely wore some rocks more than others, which makes sense because different material is going to wear at different rates. But what that means is that you can kind of adjust the amount of time that you're going to be actually tumbling these rocks depending on what the rocks actually are. I thought these turned out really cool. Can't wait to see what these look like when they're done. And these ones right here, you can kind of see through those. So those are very cool. And the ceramic media still looks good, so I'm just going to reuse that. So we will put these back in, and we will go to step 2. Okay, so part 2 is done. Let's see what that looks like. Definitely a two-handed thing. There we go. So these are actually turning out real nice. Now, because they're wet, they're going to look a little bit more glossy than they will if we just let it dry. Don't really want to let it dry, but after we go through the 4th stage, that's going to be when it's going to start looking basically just like this. They are definitely taking a nice shape. That one's turning out real cool. Very smooth.
It's like quartz.
That's quartz?
It's almost like quartz.
It looks like a quartz, yeah.
I mean, it's green and blue.
This one just might be my favorite. This one has lost a lot of size. It's still there, but definitely beat it up quite a bit. So if I was going to be spinning just this, I would have spun it for much less time for that first stage. For the media, it looks like it didn't lose anything, so I could probably use that quite a few times. This one is turning out real cool. Okay, on to phase 3. This is part 3. So you can see it's definitely getting thinner and thinner as we're going to the next stages. And so here's what we got. So this is right before the brightening powder. So they are definitely looking pretty cool. So we got 1 stage left. And then these will be done. And I just did the 1 day, so I used the Vevor recommended settings for this. And I'm going to use the Vevor recommended settings for the brightening powder as well. We are at the end of stage 4. Let's see what we actually got. So there it is. So that was 2 days with the brightening polish. So this is the final product. We'll go ahead and pull all these guys out. So there we go. Super smooth surface on these things. And definitely some of these got eaten down quite a bit more than the others. So I think that has a lot to do with just the fact that I did the first stage for a week. You definitely get different results if you go for different amounts of time. These things, very interesting. Cool, yeah. So that guy works pretty well.